Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to talk about some breaking news about the Crunchyroll-Sony somehow overpaid billion-dollar deal that came out about 4 months ago officially. The Justice Department has blocked / are reviewing the purchase. And this is a good thing because this deal needs to be cut. This deal needs to be not allowed to happen. This is a monopoly. I don't care what anyone says. The arguments on the matter is it is a monopoly. And, well, I think it's overpaid. But this came out today. Everyone's talking about it. So, I mean, it only makes sense that this would be a monopoly. I mean, when you look at this, now, Sony is going to counter to the fact that it's not a monopoly. They got all these other streaming platforms. They also argued that anime is not a market. They compared this to The Simpsons. Where was that whole thing? I thought this was just really, really interesting. Because I was looking at this. I wanted to see that the comparison they made. They made a comparison to The Simpsons, and I thought it was rather fascinating. Because they said that it shouldn't be considered an anime market, which that's just insane. That they would not think it's an anime market. But I don't know where the exact quote is, but we're just gonna talk about the because, like I said, they're reviewing the antitrust of this deal between AT&T and Sony. It will take about 6 months, possibly a year, for the review to finish up. So it's going to delay it for sure. So one of the concerns is Funimation and Crunchyroll in the anime streaming service. Crunchyroll would have more, or Sony would have more control of the anime industry, as well as the streaming platform. Sony apparently has already purchased different things, like in Australia and France. They have a huge stuff in the industry already with that. Of course, they have Funimation. They have the streaming service for Funimation. Crunchyroll, as a streaming service, would pretty much cease if it would turn into Funimation. Or Funimation would turn into Crunchyroll. I don't know how their exact plan is on that, but it would become a monopoly because there aren't that many animes, companies out there, and there aren't that many dubbing companies. It also affects the industry with mangas as well, of publishing companies. And again, the streaming platform. Yes, some people argue, well, Netflix has anime. Well, Netflix is a general streaming service. Same thing with Hulu. That is a general streaming service. That is not a niche streaming service like a Crunchyroll is, or Funimation. Where do I see this this deal going? Where do I see this deal going? I think it's going to be blocked. I don't think it's going to be allowed. Some people are going to compare this to 20th Century Fox deal, but I highly disagree with that. Though I think the 20th Century Fox deal should have not happened either. But the difference between the 20th Century Fox deal and the Crunchyroll deal is the Crunchyroll deal actually is going to really impact the streaming / anime industry, which at the same time Fox will do that too. It actually already has for 20th Century Fox becoming part of Disney, but there were still other studios out there, movie studios out there. There aren't that many anime dubbing studios out there, less the manga aspects of this, because Sony already has a hand on Funimation. They have a hand in a lot of the countries outside of the United States for Sony International. Obviously, Aniplex of America, which technically they're a different company from Sony Pictures, but they still are in the same department. So you got that going as well. So yes, this does not surprise me that the antitrust and the Justice Department are looking into this, and probably will block this deal. What will happen if this deal is blocked? In terms of what will happen if the deal is blocked on Sony's end, probably nothing, because Sony is a huge company, and this probably won't affect them in terms of being able to get, it will affect them in terms of they won't get new titles, but I don't think it will affect them in terms of what they're doing in the anime industry right now. In terms of Crunchyroll, I'm not exactly sure what their status quo is for Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll obviously apparently are in debt, or they're trying to get out of debt, and that's why they're trying to merge with Sony. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen to Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll would probably be the most that gets affected out of this deal being blocked. So Crunchyroll will probably try to find another buyer, or Warner Media will try to find another buyer, because obviously they're the ones that inherited Crunchyroll. So they would have to probably find a new buyer. In terms of where this will affect, if this is blocked, in terms of the deal, the whole deal being blocked, if this whole deal is blocked, this will be good for low-key streaming services like High Drive, which are run by Senpai Films, and those streaming services are not that big. They don't have big conglomerate companies backing them, like Crunchyroll and Funimation do. It will also probably help someone like a Viz Media, who Viz Media does mangas as well as anime dubs. So it'll probably help them better too. The biggest issue with this whole deal is title picking up, because they're going to have more title picking up, but of course the streaming into it too. And as I said, with the deal with Fox and Disney, with the Fox and Disney deal, there was more review. It took a lot longer because there were a lot of components within 20th Century Fox, individual companies within 20th Century Fox that had to be sold off to different companies for them to complete that deal. Crunchyroll, I don't think you're going to have that because it's just Crunchyroll. It's not like they're just selling Crunchyroll. They're not selling anything else. They're not selling a whole company. They're just selling one department of it. So I don't think this will take a full year. This probably will only take 6 months. And I expect the Justice Department to conclude that this deal cannot happen. And this is what I said when the first news broke. I still can't believe AT&T. I still can't believe Sony was willing to buy it for $1 billion because, again, I don't think Crunchyroll, in my opinion, I don't think Crunchyroll is worth that kind of money. It's a niche streaming service for a certain fan base. Which, again, I also disagree with Sony's statement about how it only applies, that there should be no anime market. That is not true, and that is utterly false. There is a huge anime market, and to compare it to, it's not, anime is kind of a different form of, compared to The Simpsons, it is a different form of cartoons, but at the end of the day, it is still cartoon, just a very different cartoon. And there are also, comparing it to The Simpsons, adult cartoon is pretty stupid because not every anime is for adults. Like, there are a lot of animes that are for kids as well. Not to quote the pun of for kids, but there are actually animes that are for kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, anime isn't just for adults. Like, I mean, obviously there are a lot of animes that are for adults, but there are kid animes out there too. Obviously, Pokemon, when it first comes to mind. But, to just say that anime shouldn't be considered a market, I think is utterly stupid. For Sony to say that, but of course Sony has to say that because they have to come up with an argument, to why this is, a legit deal. They probably had something ready to go, but I think this deal will be blocked. I think this deal being blocked will be good for everybody. I don't exactly know what Crunchyroll will do if the deal is blocked. But I personally think this is a good deal, or I think this is a good thing that the Justice Department is doing. And I think this deal needs to be blocked. And we'll see where this goes. We'll see where this goes, guys. We'll see where this goes. Like I said, I think this is only going to take 6 months. I don't think it's going to take a year because, again, it's to review it, because I don't think it's going to take that long to review Crunchyroll compared to a whole company like Fox being sold. So that's where this stands, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like to favorite my videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. Also, Discord link in the description. Hit the notification bell for all the latest content. And subscribe if you have not already. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku Moderator. Peace!